What's up, everybody? DeAngelo here, and this video is going to be on how to invest $10,000 with CPA marketing, right? And Facebook ads. Since everyone loves Facebook ads, I decided to just go ahead and make a video on one of my ad accounts here. So as you can see, we have spent $10,000 so far right here. I'll be doing another update video once this account right here hits 10,000. So we're only at 2,000 right here. So once that hits the 10,000, I'll make another one as well. So basically, this is how I go about doing these campaigns right here, right, guys? Like, I mean, it's super simple stuff. Like, I mean, this is going to be a super simplified version of this. And also, always remember, this is not done with emotional money. Like, literally, the $10,000 spent right there is like just straight up money. If I just lost it right now, it wouldn't affect me at all. So keep that in mind, guys, So only spend what you're willing to spend and never do anything like this without proper training. Right? So as you can see right here, we spent $10,000. So this is my whole mind frame when I make these campaigns and stuff like that. So my whole goal for my $10,000, right, is to 1 into 2x. So we take half of our money. So half of that would be $5,000. So we got $5,000. Is like, okay, we have to turn $1 into $2 with this budget. Okay, now obviously you're not going to be able to do something like this with like 20 bucks, right? So I mean, you have to actually have like some startup money to be able to do this, right? So this is how it would go. So my first $5,000, this is literally money I just throw away, in the layman's term, right? So this is just all testing, collecting data, testing this age with this audience with this age with, an audience with this landing page, this age with this image plus this ad copy. I mean, just a lot of test, right? So this is basically what the whole CPA level 2 is right here, guys. Is just testing and turning $1 into $2 plus, right? So it's not like it has to just go into $1 or $2. Obviously, the goal is to go into $1 to $2 plus. So then once we get this $5,000, we got our testing down and we got our winning campaign with the winning landing page, with the winning targeting, with the winning everything, right? We have, our $1 and $2, and then we take our last for our other $5,000, and then obviously if it's doing 2x, we're going to get our original $10,000 back. So now we're 100% in the profit zone. We don't have to worry about like anything. Now we're all 100% good to go. So this is normally where people freak out, right? So they be like, oh man, I don't really know if I should invest this, and then they get all of these thoughts going in. What if the CPA offer doesn't pay out? What if the offer stops converting? What if this and what if? It's a lot of what ifs, guys, right? So they normally go right here, and then this is when they don't go all in. Like, this is where I'm going. I'll put in 90%. If I got a campaign literally doing 1 or 2, putting everything in, the whole bank account's going in that bad boy, right? Because I mean, at the end of the day, like I always say, guys, pay your bills up for 3 months in advance or more, obviously, and then you just won't ever have to worry about, okay, what happens if I can't pay rent next month? What happens if I can't pay the phone bill or something? You will never have to worry about that because 3 months should be plenty of time for you to get back on your feet, right? So that's why I always recommend that you have that cushion there, right? But if you got the proper training, you really shouldn't worry about that anyway. But all right, so now we got so now we got $10,000 again. Let's move this. All right, so we got our $10,000, and then now since the campaign's doing 2x, right? So we're gonna do times 2. Then that's when we're gonna get our $20,000, right? And this is literally all that it is, guys. This is literally all that I do, right, with the campaign. The only downfall, well, the only hard part about doing this is getting to this part here. Because, I mean, it is a pain in the ass to get here, right? Because, I mean, it's hard as shit, especially when you're playing with big numbers and stuff like that. You get a little paranoid and, all type of stuff. So, like, again, once you get this right here, right, so let's just go down. So now we got $20,000. And this is literally in like a few days, guys, if you're, depending on how much you're spending on Facebook, right? So if you're spending like $1,000, $2,000 every single day, you're literally going to be making like $20,000 a week, right? So check this out, right? So now we got our $20,000. And I always recommend doing this fast because you never know how long a campaign is going to be hot. Like, literally, it could be hot for 3 weeks, right? And then if you are building up slowly and you're going through all this stuff because you're paranoid or you're scared or whatever the case may be, when you finally do, like, oh, okay, now instead of it hitting 5x or something, or 2x, now it's back down to 1x. Now you're just spending 10,000 to make 10,000, right? So you missed your window, and now you got to go through the whole process all over again. And instead of having 20,000 or 30,000 or 40,000 or however much you want to play with, then you would have a lot more money to play with if you had just simply just did it and didn't get scared, right? So this is literally all I do, guys, when I make these campaigns and my done for you campaigns and stuff like that. And that's honestly why I stopped making done for you campaigns, like before the CPA network and all that, because I literally would spend like $5,000 testing campaigns, $10,000 testing campaigns and shit, and then I would basically give the campaign away for $500 when I just spent 5,000 testing, 10,000 testing, and just give it away. And all they have to do is literally just run it, right? And then, like I said, that makes no type of sense at all. So that's why I stopped doing that. But now that I got the CPA network, it's perfectly cool if I do that, because it's for people to run on my network. The more money I make, the more money they make. So it's a win-win for everybody. So that's pretty much all it is, guys, when it comes to investing this type of money. Like, this is a super simplified version, and like I said before, guys, don't go out and if you have literally you have $10,000 in the bank, right? You don't go take your whole $10,000 and invest it, right? That's just stupid. What you do is you take half of that. If you really wanted to do this, I'm not even gonna tell you what to do, right? If I only had $10,000 in the bank, I would take 5,000, then that would be my entire ad budget, and then I would try to turn 2,500 into 5,000, right? Or whatever. I would try to get my 2,500 to turn $1 into $2, and then I would just keep going from there, and then literally that's all it takes, guys, right? Like, this process right here is what I did. Is what I do, every time I make a campaign, right? If you have watched the videos I did last year around this time or whatnot, I did the exact same thing, the same campaign, the same everything, just turning $1 into $2. That's literally all you have to focus on. You don't need to focus on a million and one different things. Literally, if you can turn $1 into $2 consistently, you're already damn near a billionaire. That's the only hard part, is getting there. Right? Because, you got to do a lot of testing. You got to find out what works. You got to find out what doesn't work. It's just a lot of stuff getting there. And then when you get there, you got to maintain it. And then your cost might go up, or the offer might go away, or, anything happens. So, that's when you got to get it, guys. And that's literally all that this is. Like I said before, guys, this is a super, super, super simplified version of it. But if you can get this $1 into $2, and then when you get the $1 into $2, you're not scared to keep spending the whole thing. Not like you just, so this is what normally people do, right? They'll get in here, I have had people that I've trained to do this. They'll do this method right here, then they'll get here, then they'll get their original capital back, and then they freeze up like a deer in headlights, right? And instead of putting the whole $10,000 back in, now they got cold feet, and instead of spending like $500 a day on ads or whatever, they drop it all the way down to like $50, right? And let's say they got like a 5x campaign going. They're spending like $50, they're getting a couple hundred back, or $100, they're getting like $300-400 back or whatever. Now, think if you weren't scared and you just decided to put the whole thing in there, think about how much money that would be, right? But again, once you get right here, it's scary, especially if it's your only 10,000, right? If it's your only 10,000, it's scary as hell, right? I've been there before, legit. I remember time my bank account was in the red. Then you finally get up here and you're like, holy shit! Now you're scared because you don't want to go back down to the red. You don't want to go back to having $100, $50, $20, a couple of dollars in your account or whatnot. So it gets scary right here. But once you get this, guys, and you just do it, right? You're done. That's all it is. You just make thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars over and over and over. And that's literally it, guys. So again, this was a super, super simplified version pretty much what I do when I make done for you campaigns and stuff like that, and even just making campaigns in general. And this literally works. This little formula right here works with pretty much anything. It's super simple. You take half of what you got, then you try to use that half to get you $1 and $2, and then once you got the $1 and $2, you take the other half, then you keep running it, get your original investment back, then you take the entire thing, and then boom, and you keep doing it over and over and over and over and over, and then that's it. You're done, just like that, right? And that's literally all it takes. But like I said before, when people start getting up here and they start playing with big numbers, they get scared, because they like even let's say you lose everything, right? It sucks at the end of the day, but it's a really powerful lesson. Like I said before, when I lost that 26 grand or whatever, it was just a really fucked up situation. I mean, nothing I could do about it, and I couldn't complain about it. There was nothing I could do. So instantly, have to move on. And then you just use it as a really expensive ass lesson, and you just make sure you don't do the same things again. So that's pretty much all that there is to talk about this here, guys. If you're in the TeamDeAngelo CPA network, I decided that, every person that gets over 1,000 conversions, no matter what offer it is or whatever, I'm going to be giving that person a done for you campaign, right? 100% free. You can just plug and go. And as you can see, this is the shit that I got to do for a done for you campaign, which is why if you don't run my done for you campaigns, or if you don't plan on running my campaigns on my CPA network, you got to pay $2,000. As you can see, I'm still out $3,000, right? And that's just if I spent $5,000 or something. Right now, obviously, you can hit that $1 to $2 mark before $5,000. It can even be at like 500, right? Even 200. You just need to keep testing and get that data. But that is pretty much it, guys. If you got some questions, drop them down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe.